And at this point, I would like to let you know that the cat whiskers come from within. This is an important part of their branding. Where Phil is Not on Fire was a show that they did together, where they would just sit there and answer questions. But every time, from the first one on, they would take Sharpies and they would draw cat whiskers on.
Okay.
I need you to know that this was part of their branding until probably 2019.
Okay. That's a solid 10 years.
Yes.
All right, that's a bug. Bug. Go back. Bug. It is spawned. My bug.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to And They Were Classmates.
Oh my God, they were classmates.
I'm Jess.
And I'm Nolynn.
And sometimes we remember to introduce ourselves.
Every now and then. You know
Not
what's funny
always.
about the little name tags is they're GIFs.
Are they?
They're 1080p, like 60 FPS GIFs. So every time Premiere is rendering the video, it's like, oh, this is going to take me 10 hours because it thinks the rest of the video is going to be a GIF, but it's just the name tags. And then it gets through the name tags. It's like, oh, this should be no problem. Easy 90 minutes, you know? I'm like, exactly.
That happens to me sometimes when I'm editing the podcast at my church because I use the pre-made like kinetic slides for some stuff because I don't need anything fancier than that.
What do you mean? Get in there, create your own graphics slides.
I probably will.
palettes.
I probably will at some point. I'm slowly working my way there.
Mm-hmm.
No, but so I use those, and sometimes when I put them in, it like really struggles for just like the 11 seconds that it needs to render for it. I'm like, bro, you made this. You made this.
That's all you.
I didn't. All I did was I made it say Jess Note.
That's like
Jess Note, and then making fun of my cousin that hosts it. Like
in an English class when they have it, so like you write the introductory paragraph like as a separate assignment. They're like, okay, just literally copy and put it all together. And some people will still be like, ugh, this fucking essay we have to do. And it's like, just copy the 4 assignments you already did. There's your essay.
Exactly.
It's like that, but for rendering, I guess.
Oh, it was so that people that don't like think before they bitch about long assignments like
exactly.
that.
Yeah.
It's always so funny to me.
It's crazy. Oh, well, I don't have to deal with it this semester. That's what's good.
So true. I don't have to deal with it ever again.
As far as you know, what if you get your master's degree in church podcast editing?
I genuinely have been thinking about going back to school to go to like Bible school TM.
Sure. Okay.
Just 'cause I work at a church. I might as well at this point.
Why not? And then in front of all the kids, you can be like, well, in grown-up Bible school, we learned blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, that's basically what the youth pastor Eric does all the time.
Yeah.
We make a lot of jokes about like when Eric was in seminary, that's Bible school.
It's great.
It's so much fun.
Well, I tried to do a big, long Pokemon stream. That's why this podcast is coming out a little late. I scheduled it so I could do a huge one. I wanted to beat Pokemon Let's Go Eevee with bugs only, which is a fire-ass team. You've got Beedrill. Let's see if I even know them all. Beedrill, Butterfree, Venomoth. Give me a sec. Parasect, Pinsir, and Scyther.
Good job.
Those are your Gen 1 bugs.
I'm so proud of you.
And it was going to be a fire-ass team. But I got 9 hours deep, and the productivity demon rests his hand on my shoulder and goes, why don't you look at your viewers real quick?
You can't look at the viewers anymore. It doesn't even say all of your viewers anymore.
No, but when it's Twitch and I have the viewers hidden and you can click to unhide it, I'm on my little iPad right here. It sits beside me like this at my setup. I'm streaming. And I'm like...
The evil iPad of pressing buttons.
Mm-hmm. And I press the viewer and it says 2. And you know one of them is my iPad. And I'm like 9 hours deep. And I'm like, I'm doing this for 2. And I'm about to like sleep on stream for the first time. I'm like, I don't know if I can do it. And the productivity demon's like, nobody cares. Just end the stream. And I'm like, okay, productivity demon, I'll end the stream. And I had a terrible night.
I do think I saw you crashing out a little bit on Twitter about it.
I'm sure. Oh, yeah, that one tweet.
Yeah,
it was just sad. I was like, I tried to do a marathon stream. Nobody fucking cares. Be live tomorrow, maybe. Bye.
See, this is just like an essential step in every podcaster's career is being like, no one's fucking watching me.
No, it's fun because I don't know. I got the idea. Oops, I kicked everything. I got the idea that like, I don't know, not that like marathon stream equals view, but like I thought like I don't know, I thought more than like 2 of my regulars would show up. It's like Pokemon. Like, that's interesting.
It's Pokemon.
You don't understand. I had a little overlay that said bug-a-thon, and I had whoever my current team was, I had the little like GIFs of them like doing their idle animation.
That's
it was
so cute.
cool. I had the background, my orange light in my room, I had it green for bugs. And not only that, I put on a little safari hat. I did it all.
So adorable.
I know, and nobody cares. No, it's fine. It's fine. We'll try it again someday when I have more viewers or whatever. But I don't know. It was, and it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know. So of a 50 to 60 hour stream, the first 9 hours don't go good. Like, who's to say the rest wouldn't? But I don't know. That productivity demon, he rests his arm there and he just speaks in your ear, and you're like, oh, get out of my ear, but you're kind of spitting.
You know how instead of streaming, you could be playing on your iPad right now?
Literally.
You could be scrolling on Twitter.
Or it's like you could just be playing Mario Galaxy right now. You'd have 5 times as many viewers. And I'm like, it's just quiet, dude. I want to play Pokemon. It's like, but you're not even doing that well. You're kind of stuck on gym badge number 4.
I genuinely think it might have been a timing problem since Pokemon ZA just dropped today. Or recently.
Be. Yeah.
I think it dropped today. I don't remember what day it dropped.
Was
I don't keep track of Pokemon
last night
anymore.
at 11 p.m.
That's what it was.
And I played 3 hours of it. I don't get the hate. Granted, this is my first like real like time buying a Pokemon game, sitting down and like experiencing it. Like I played X and Y.
We need to get you a 3DS and Pokemon Black right now.
Yeah. Exactly. But I don't know. I played like a little bit, or I guess it was Pokemon X. I played a little bit of Pokemon X because I think I was 8 when that game came out.
I liked Pokemon X a lot. I was not 8 when that game came out. I was in middle school.
Yeah. But I didn't get very far in it. So I don't know. I like a Pokemon game that takes place in a city. Hot take. I think it's actually kind of interesting.
That's why I think that you would like Pokemon Black and White.
Okay.
It's because, I like Pokemon Black and White a lot. You'll probably find Pokemon Black because Pokemon White is incredibly rare because no one bought it when it came out in the US.
Okay.
So it's just one of those things where like because no one bought it, now no one has it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like,
but everyone wants it.
Yeah, but everyone wants it because they want to complete their collection.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really funny to me.
But that's the one before 3D models, right? Where it was like this beautiful, like like kind of 2D, but like their limbs moved differently.
It was 2D rendered in a 3-dimensional space.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of watching your 2D sprite run and everything in the world. Like you were running down a street and you can see the streets moving and you can tell that it's on 3D, but it still has like the pixel art style. It's still like it's so that's like the Pokemon game of all time for me. I know that's going to be a really hot take for a lot of people because everyone hated on Pokemon Black until like 5 years ago.
Sure.
I've been here. I've been the #1 Pokemon Black defender.
The second you saw 3D models, you were like, this franchise is dying.
Genuinely,
they don't look as good.
Genuinely a little bit, yeah.
They don't look as alive.
That's one of my boomer takes is I think that Pokemon should be in 2D.
Sure.
I also just haven't been a huge fan of how they made it 3D.
Mm-hmm.
I think they could have done more with it, really.
Mm-hmm. I do like how they're doing like in Legends Arceus and this new one, like how you're like, in all the recent ones, I guess, how they're like the wild Pokemon are like there and they'll be like shiny in the real world and like catching them isn't like going into this battle and then doing all that. You're just kind of like,
see, that's not real Pokemon to
Go
me.
style.
That's baby mode to me.
Oh,
I'm running through the tall grass, praying to God that my Nuzlocke is gonna work out, and that I don't get what.
And you're accidentally killing the shiny and going.
Yeah, and you're like,
no.
Yeah, and then you really because it's also interesting to me, because Pokemon ZA just changed how shiny hunting works.
Yeah.
Do you know about this?
So I've heard, it auto saves and pretty much never deletes a shiny. Like it's like genuinely impossible to encounter a shiny and have it like disappear or like you save over it or like kill it in any way.
Yeah, so what they ended up doing was just like if you get the shiny is tied to the spawn location instead of to the random encounter.
Mm-hmm.
So if you spot a shiny at a certain time of day, it will always be there at that time of day until you catch it, as long as you save. Mm-hmm. But the thing is that it doesn't constantly autosave. I think it only autosaves like when you go into cities. You have to manually save to get it to hold on to it. Mm-hmm. Or you can just wait for the autosave. Either or.
Yeah.
But I think that's super interesting. But as an OG Pokemon fan, I do have to call it baby bitch mode. Like I'm legally required to.
Of course.
But I do think it's neat.
It's neat. Sometimes it's like, they really struggle with like, what are they doing for the casuals and what are they doing for the real heads? And it's like, who do they really care? And then there's always that like, it's just a kid's game. Why do you even care? But it's like, no, it's an everyone game.
I would even argue that a lot of kids don't love Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like kids like Pokemon as a concept, right? They like the monsters. They like playing it.
They like Pikachu.
They like Pikachu. They like they like the anime.
Then you mentioned
like
Bulbasaur, and they're like,
Well, it's because it's like, I think that a lot of them like the anime. They like the animals. Like, they like all that stuff. But then when you actually sit down and play a Pokemon game, it's a lot of reading and a lot of numbers.
Mm-hmm.
And I know for a lot of kids that just didn't appeal to them. They liked like my boyfriend is one of them. Ace loves the IP of Pokemon. He loved the show when he was growing up, but when he tried to play it as a kid, he just couldn't get into it.
Yeah.
Which is really ironic when you consider that he loves like Kenshi and like a lot of like simulation games. He played Stellaris for a while. He plays a lot of RimWorld. Lots of stuff that's text on screen.
Right. Yeah. Well, and then you talk about like the modern generation that you said struggles with struggle. How is that going to work in like a fucking gym leader battle?
Exactly.
Oh my God. Give up frame one.
No, exactly. And that's honestly an issue that I've had with more recent Pokemon games is I feel like they don't make the kids struggle anymore. If you level up
your starter.
Exactly.
Level up your Totodile and teach it wave slash or whatever.
If I don't want to kill myself after my 6th round against this psychic gym because I can't figure out because everything's just a little bit faster than me, what's the point?
What's the point?
What's the point?
What's the freaking point? What are we doing here?
What are we even doing here, man?
Game freak. Did you see the Gen 10 leaks?
No, I did not.
Okay. I don't even know how it happened, but more fucking Pokemon leaks.
What a surprise.
I saw a tweet that was like Game Freak. It was the speed gif where he like hits his head and like I don't know, makes that like dumb expression. It's like Game Freak employee clicking on the "I'm gonna hack you" file or .exe file.
You know how? Have you ever? I don't know if the school does this because they used to and then they stopped and then I don't know if they ever brought it back. But I've had to do this at work. Have you ever been sent a phishing email?
Ooh, no.
From your corporate office where like when you click on it, it goes, "Hey, you're scheduled for a meeting now," and the meeting is literally just stop clicking on fucking links.
Yeah. No, I've never had that, but that's awesome.
Yeah, they sent out a big email like that, like my freshman semester, like my first semester here. And then after that, they were like, "Well, we don't feel that it's necessary because we have the extra precautions since COVID." Because that was when they started adding, like that was when everything had 2-factor authentication.
Oh, yeah.
That was when you had to change your password every 6 months. And they
it was
actually
a
made sure.
disgusting 2-factor too. It wasn't just like a text. It was that fucking app.
No, it was an entire app that you had to have. And if your phone wasn't connecting to the Wi-Fi, you couldn't get in to do anything in class, which is great because the Wi-Fi here was so good. Oh, the Wi-Fi at any campus is just so good. And that's definitely something you should be relying on all of your students using 2 devices on.
Yeah. And then when you would like switch to a different phone, because I think I upgraded phones at some point here and then it was just a nightmare. Or I don't know, I couldn't use my phone. I'd use like the old iPhone 6 that everyone has in their house. And then like I couldn't get into my 2-factor.
Joke's on you,
like,
I don't have an iPhone 6. I have an iPhone 5S. Thank you very much. 2 of them.
Yes.
Because I got a 5S and when it was new and I really liked it. And then it broke and I was like, I would like another 5S, please. And they were like, this is literally the last one we have in the store. Right. And I was like, sounds like it's mine.
I remember this. Yeah.
It's like, sounds like it's mine. And then I had that until I upgraded to the XR.
Yeah.
Because that was the most, because then at that point, that wasn't even the most recent phone. I think the iPhone 11 had just come out, which is why the XR was cheaper. And then now I have a 13 mini.
I don't know if you have a 13 mini.
No, I know it's mini.
Yeah?
Look at this thing. One sec. Look at this baby.
That is a 13 mini.
Yeah, this is my little, I like a smaller phone. That's the thing is I hated how big all the fucking phones were. That's why I stuck with me.
Where's mine? Okay, whatever. It doesn't exist.
That was why I stuck with my 5S for so long, and why I picked the XR was because it was the smallest of the. I didn't like the small version of the. There was a smaller X. I don't remember what it was called. It wasn't like the X Mini or anything. They called it something weird.
Yeah.
It was like the X Air or something like that.
Something. That's the new one, the fucking iPhone Air.
Oh no, yeah, that is my bad.
No, but it's so dumb. It's like, why would I want the phone to be like lighter than air and break it apart like gingerbread?
I was like, remember when you guys advertised the iPhone 6 being the thinnest iPhone and then they kept bending and blowing up in people's pockets? Do you really want to bring that exact branding back again?
Well, that's not my thing. Did you see the Google Pixel?
No, I didn't.
It was JerryRigEverything. It's a Pixel foldable phone and he folds it and then
I did see that.
and he backs away from it, and he has the camera from far away, and it's just smoking black. Like,
yeah, because that's the issue with like bendable. That's the issue with making touchscreen phones bendable, is that you have to make it so that the battery doesn't explode.
Yeah.
And usually, they
if
figure
you bend
that out.
Battery, it blows up.
Yeah, that's why usually you make it so that the battery is only on part of it that doesn't bend. But I guess they didn't think that far ahead.
Yeah.
They went, we're going to put it right where we always do.
And all the replies are like, well, he's intentionally bending it and breaking it. And it's like, no, you have to like child-proof these things. You have to senior-proof these things.
Exactly.
It's just dumbass middle-aged man-proof these things.
I'm being so for real. I don't think he does anything to an iPhone that you can't expect someone's iPhone will experience at some point.
Yeah, exactly.
All at once? Probably not. but realistically, getting bent the wrong way? 100%. You sit on that thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the same. Accidentally drop something on it? Yeah. And that's the hitting it with a hammer, dropping it off the table, bending it in half, whatever. That's what he's testing.
Yep.
He doesn't think that you're going to grab it and go, ooh. He thinks that you're going to sit on it while it's in your back pocket because you're a human being.
Damn right. He is creepy sometimes, though.
Oh, a little bit, but it's fine.
When he has the Switch 2 out and he's like scratching the Joy-Cons with his knife, he's like, and these things hold up very well. I'm like, dude, you got to chill.
Yeah, sometimes it does kind of feel like, and I mean no disrespect from this, it does sometimes feel like he wants it to be a small animal that he's dissecting instead of it being an electronic. Yeah. But I think that's true of so many channels like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also true, sometimes if you watch like old tech restoration videos, you watch it and you're like, you want to be doing taxidermy.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is going on?
How do you know so much about the iPod Nano like that? Why are you picking it apart with tweezers? What's going on?
Like, why'd you say that this is like its liver? What did you mean by that?
That's the liver of the iPod Nano. Interesting. I won't remember
all right.
that.
Oh, you're taking great joy from taking apart this rusty thing and putting... Okay. Sure.
Do you?
I say this like I don't also love taking things apart and putting them back together.
Yes.
That's why I'm saying
Classic.
No disrespect.
When we all figured out the pen, oh my god.
Oh my god.
I take it apart, I put it back together, and it works.
It just works.
I'm a genius. Did you see the creeper discourse?
What creeper? Is it the if they made the creeper today tweet? Yeah, I was talking to Ace about this because I do firmly believe that they would not be able to add the creeper today.
Mm-hmm.
But I do agree. I saw someone that tweeted out about it where it was like half the people complaining, making this joke, don't realize that the reason why this is the current state of Minecraft is because the fan base is like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's the fact that if they added the creeper today, the fan base would hate it.
Yeah, or if the creeper won the mob vote, oh my god.
Could you imagine? Why would you want something that's just a grief?
Yeah.
Why would you want something that's just a grief? It doesn't do anything but grief.
Yeah, they would melt down.
I think the version I've seen multiple versions of the tweet of the like, oh, if they made the creeper today, it would. I think my favorite version of it was if they made the creeper today, it would only drop creeper testicles that could only be used to craft 3 decorative blocks.
Yep, that is the case. That would happen. I could see it.
and it's because the fandom mounts down if they try to add anything else. That's why I'm actually really hoping that adding new mounts will get them to be a little more adventurous in the things that they add.
For sure, yeah.
Like with the what are they calling it? Mountain Mayhem?
Mounts of Mayhem.
Mounts of Mayhem. My mistake.
I think. Fact check me.
Yeah, something like that. No, but I'm super excited for it. But I've already seen people that are like, they're adding the spear. They can't just keep adding all of these things. And I'm like, can you guys shut up? We wanted a spear since beta. Leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah. Well, it's just fun. It's like, that's the first, I think it was like the first tiered tool that's been added since like the hoe or something.
Yeah,
that's like all 5 of them or something. And I'm like, that's interesting. Like, I really don't mind modern Minecraft. Granted, I haven't played it.
I've been playing the fuck out of modern Minecraft. I was starting to unlock all of the different ways I can use shelves in my decorating. Yes. Vertical slabs, bro. Let's go. I was so excited. I made like a wardrobe and I used them as the outside and I didn't use them on the inside. And Ace was like, why wouldn't you use the shelves on the inside? And I'm like, because I'm not going to use this as a real wardrobe. But I do need it to be thinner than 1 full block on each side for the walls of this wardrobe. And now it looks good.
Yes. Put an armor stand in there.
That's probably what I'll end up doing. Is putting an armor stand in there. Because I have so much. I spend a lot of time in the Nether, so I not like doing anything fun. I'm just mining and trading with piglins. I'm not bastion hunting.
No.
I'm not bastion hunting.
You're creating an economy.
Yeah, exactly. I'm engaging in capitalism.
Damn right. Trickle down piglin economics.
Exactly.
Someday they'll see all my.
Clearly they do, because they're all wearing more gold armor than I am.
Right.
So.
How do they do it?
Exactly. but yeah. So I've been doing that. And it's been really funny how often I'll do stuff, and Ace, like, he plays Minecraft, but he's not like me, where like when he's not actively in the Minecraft phase, he's watching a bunch of Minecraft videos all the time.
Yeah.
So like I know what I'm doing, but he'll like look over and be like, what?
You're building a conduit, and he's like, what?
No, my favorite is when I'm looking up something on the Minecraft wiki, because I'm like double checking. Because I was double checking recently because I hadn't actually played myself. I need to make sure what the specifications were for Nether portals these days, which is essentially none, which is awesome. But I needed to double check before I planned my portal build in a world. And Ace was like, no, honey, you messed up. Like, the lines are wrong. I was like, no, honey, watch this. And I just lit it. And he was like, what? I was like, hell yeah, man. 3x3 Nether portal. Check that shit.
They work.
It's a beautiful world we live in.
That one I always loved. In creative, you just build a massive one.
Oh, yeah.
That was how you did zombie pigman farms back in the day, too, I think. You would build like 50 portals in a row and like light them every other. Yeah. I don't even know.
It was hell.
Shout out to those people, man. the builders of like 10 to 12 years ago. Yeah. How did they do it with such little?
No, yeah, and it's kind of wild, because now that I've been playing in my world more and more, I'm starting to like lean more and more into like redstone and farms and spawning and stuff like that. And I'm learning a lot about Minecraft that I like had concepts of, but I now have like firm numbers for, like spawn numbers and like light levels and stuff like that. And I'll just rattle these off to Ace, and he'll be like, huh? I'm like, yeah, so it used to be light level 7, but now it has to be light level 0 for things to spawn. So it's really easy to tell if and he's like, huh?
You're like, this makes sense. Just keep listening.
I'm like, if you just keep listening,
it'll all click one day.
Exactly.
What was I going to say? No, I completely forgot.
I'm so sorry.
Okay. No, here's what it was. It was that like, no matter how deep you think you are in the Minecraft knowledge, there's always like one more thing to learn. It's crazy. Like, I remember being like so into it in like, it was like 2021, and even when I was just maining 1.8, there was still so much to learn. Like, every single day I'm learning something new about this game. I'm like, how is that?
It's because it's peak.
Yeah, literally.
That it's just a good game.
But it's not even like you're coming into like, oh, and this is how this bug works. It's like you're genuinely learning about a new feature like every day you play.
Oh yeah.
And it's so weird. Like, I feel like, I don't know, other games are like that, but it's like, I feel like when you learn about like features in other games, you're like, oh, that's kind of bullshit. Or like, you know, like there's still cool stuff every now and then, but like Minecraft, you always learn like something interesting and like new and cool.
Oh yeah.
All the freaking time.
Now that obviously the copper update is the newest update as of recording, and like experimenting with the copper golems has been really fun for me, because it is like the ideal of what I wanted. Like, I don't want to have to set up a redstone item sorter. Yeah. Like, I really don't. Those. I only just started understanding how droppers work and hoppers and stuff. Like, I've just started on that.
And how you can put a dropper next to a hopper and it goes straight in.
Yeah, I'm like, what does that?
I thought it had to drop it on top of the hopper, and you were just gonna face like maybe like a 10% loss because of like weird items. You can just put a dropper.
No, and like and getting used to like how the directional system for a lot of the redstone stuff works. Like, it's all insane. Like, as someone that like did not engage with redstone at all beyond the bare minimum until literally this year, I'm kind of in hell, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Like, but it's really funny, like, using the iron golems, because now what I'm fighting is the iron golem, figuring out how the iron golem AI works. Well, it's not AI. It's, you know,
it's machine learning.
It's not even that.
No, it's not. I don't know. I got my buzzwords ready.
You were so ready. You were like, oh, it's an LLM?
Maybe? GPT? No, that can't be right.
No, but it's fighting the way that sort, because the way that I found out that the way that it works is they will sort, they'll grab up to 16 of one item, and then they will go and they will check 10 chests, and then they will forget how many chests they've checked. And then they will start going back and checking chests they've already been to. So I have 15 chests.
Yeah.
So I just kind of have to let them. I don't give them anything that I need put away right away. It's a lot of like, I just came back from mining and I have like 4 stacks of coal.
Or it's like, here's my cobblestone and granite diorite.
Yeah,
you take
those. I'm gonna sort the diamonds.
Let me handle the diamonds.
I'll take care of that one. No, but so the way that I have it set up is it's 3x5 across, so they can reach the bottom 2 layers, but they are 0.98 blocks tall, so they could not reach the top layer. So I had to make a step stool. And then I built an upstairs to my tower, so I added a ladder, and I found out that they love jumping on the ladders no matter how high you make them off the ground sometimes. Okay. Like, well, because I made the ladder and I was like, and I realized they were climbing up, and I was like, oh, I thought they wouldn't because there weren't any chests up there. That's fine. So I just knocked out the bottom one, and I was like, cool. And then I saw that they will jump up there, and I was like, great, okay, cool, whatever. So I broke the second one and I put a trap door so I can open up the trap door, hop up there, whatever. I don't know how it got up there after that. But it did.
Just kids always find a way.
Honestly, I do feel like I have two toddlers in my house now.
Exactly.
Ace calls them Tweedledum and Tweedledee. So now I need to find name tags so I can name them Tweedledum and Tweedledee because that's really funny.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah. No, it's crazy. I don't know how they do it. Did you see the Discord do not interact with list?
I did. I saw that Quackity was on there in
between Call Me Carson and Dr. Disrespect.
Which is crazy.
Because what did Quackity even do to Discord, man?
I genuinely
Maybe I forgot.
Don't know.
I mean, he did Discord's Got Talent. That was a whole video.
I think it's funny that he's on the same list as that all of them are on the list with the U.S. Army. What is going on at Discord headquarters?
So funny.
I wonder if maybe it's because when he was doing I don't remember what it was called, the SMP with the live language translation.
Yeah, QSMP.
Yeah, the QSMP. I couldn't remember if it had a different name or not. No, but when he was doing the QSMP, I wonder if maybe he was submitting a lot of tickets.
Maybe. For
trying to use, because I think it was a Discord plugin technically that was doing the translating.
Or a Minecraft mod, but that's beyond me. That's just my second guess.
Yeah, I have no clue. That's what my guess would be.
Now I can see Quackity being on a do not interact with for Club Penguin and Toontown and all that.
Oh yeah. That's honestly it's probably just his history as a raider in general.
Yeah,
they said fuck raiders.
They said fuck raiders.
Well, because there were some people that were I saw some people on Twitter that were like, yeah, I got posted here because I'm on the list because I used to raid stuff when I was 11.
Yeah.
With a bunch of bot accounts that I made. And I'm like, why were you 11 making bot accounts to raid Discord servers? What were you doing?
Chill.
I was on Girls Go Games getting groomed, thank you very much. Why were you on Discord raiding servers?
Hell yeah. No, it's crazy. It's such a short list, but everyone on there, you're like, oh.
You're like, oh.
They're all little names you recognize from the past decade or two.
You're like, oh, okay.
I remember Call Me Carson, yeah.
That's so funny to me. I think they need to put me on there.
Damn right. Put it at and they were classmates. Or what is our Twitter handle? At atwc.pod, maybe.
I think so. You made the Twitter, so I don't remember.
I don't think I made the Twitter.
Yeah, you did. I made the TikTok, and you made the Twitter.
No, because it's linked to your Google account.
Is it linked to my Google account? Maybe I did make the Twitter. I don't remember. It's hard to remember because I also, I've made, separate accounts for personal and, public stuff, so now I don't remember.
No, not at all.
No, I don't remember.
It's all lost.
It's all, I escorted it out of the Mind Palace many months ago. We've heard no tale of them here. You'll have to go elsewhere.
Damn right. There was a tweet last night because YouTube was down.
Oh yeah.
And and YouTube changed their profile picture to an AI generated YouTube pumpkin. And someone tweeted the Minecraft story mode Jesse is you servers running or AI generated pumpkin PFP, and it's so funny because he's like.
I saw that. I saw that literally. That was the last tweet I saw before I closed Twitter and switched to YouTube to eat my lunch today.
Yes.
So I'm glad I was able to catch that just in time.
I loved that tweet because it's because they chose AI generated pumpkin PFP. We know what they chose.
I saw a similar one where it was the Willem Dafoe looking up from the lighthouse, and it was the AI pumpkin watching the server crumble around it as it finishes being generated.
That's like the last thing they did.
The last thing you can do with your servers is generate one pumpkin.
That's your limit.
That's all you get.
No retries. No.
Nope.
That's it. That's your one pumpkin.
So.
And then everything's down.
Hope it's good.
Have you got the new UI yet on desktop?
No, because I actually don't use it on. I don't use YouTube on desktop.
It's
on desktop
really
like
bad.
ever.
It's really
Since
bad.
I don't upload, I don't use it on desktop, which is ironic because desktop used to be the easiest way to use YouTube, but now they're so app pilled.
Mm-hmm. At least the app is like somewhat all right. They like, just modern UI, how it's always that like pill capsule thing.
Yeah.
It's that for everything. It's like all the captions are in one of those, the time code's in one of those, the play button's in one of those, and I'm sure the volume button is also there. And then up here somehow there's something, maybe it's like how every channel has like their little picture in the bottom right, and like that's in one of those.
I know there's one that's new that showed up on mobile now, when the like thumbnails for other videos start showing up at the end, you can hide those. I
did see that,
which
I think I like that.
I like that specifically because YouTube fucks up putting the thumbnail on your end card so horrendously every single time.
Yeah.
Does not matter how long you make that end card, it will start 30 seconds before the end card does.
I remember I used to be really impressed with Alpha Rads.
Yeah.
I liked how, he had the UI like really good, so they would, they would just fit perfectly, and they actually for once looked like they were like part of the video, whereas everyone else's kind of looked like just like they're supposed to, like an overlay or whatever, like a YouTube feature, but his looked like they were like rendered into the video, and I was like, whoa.
I do really like Alpha Rad's content.
I haven't like seen much of it, but it's one of those creators like I know to respect. And then like, was he the one who did the like Mario Pokemon thing?
He's done a lot of Pokemon.
No, but like who made like the full like ROM hack like game or whatever?
Probably him.
Because then like from a distance, I'm like, that's Alpha Rad.
Yeah. Well, because but I fell down the rabbit hole when he made Pokemon, but with like 50 more types, and they were like shit post types.
Yeah, sure.
So it was really good. I also like when he does like my viewers pick all the Pokemon in my Nuzlocke, where it's all like submitted Pokemon, so it's all the worst.
Yeah,
the worst Pokemon you've ever seen.
It's the bug-a-thon.
Yeah. Good luck Nuzlocking through that one, bro.
Yeah, he's one of those little guys I respect. I'm like, that's Alpha Rad. As I bump the table.
Happens.
That's that guy. Did you see? I don't even know. Did you see Apple TV Plus drop the plus?
What?
I don't know. Apple TV Plus is rebranding to Apple TV. That's all I got.
I mean, that makes sense because there's no regular Apple TV to make it Apple TV Plus.
I mean, there's the product, like the physical, like Roku alternative.
I mean, yeah,
that's an Apple TV, but yeah.
Yeah, but like, why?
Sometimes they consider the app like Apple TV when you like when you go to your like iTunes library for like movies and.
Yeah, we use Apple TVs at church to show our stuff to the kids because the company that we get all of our stuff from is they have an Apple TV app that we can use that makes it a lot easier versus what we had before, which was just hooking it up to a computer. Which, to be fair, they both work about as well as the other. Like,
yeah, totally.
Same shit, different package, to be fully honest. But, this way I can at least use, like, a remote instead of sitting there on a laptop next to the TV, so it's easier for me to interact with the kids while I'm using their horrible, horrible app.
Yeah. That's, like, my thing is, like, especially when it's accessing a movie, whether to do it from my MacBook to the TV or just to buy it on the Roku / Apple TV. Like, I've gotten so bad with it where it's like sometimes if the movie's like $4.99 in like 4K, I might just do it. I just don't care enough.
Real.
Like, and then the subtitles just work and they're not like watermarked or like advertising to me.
Yeah.
And I'll just be fine. But because it's like, I could pirate it. Yeah. It might take like 20 minutes, and if I try to play the file while it's downloading, I'm just gonna have to stop.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm just gonna buy it for $4.99 and keep it forever. I don't care.
Or at least keep it for as long as they'll let you keep your digital library. Physical media supremacy.
Yeah, but then it's like it's Apple. I trust them with my life.
I wouldn't.
No, I'm kidding. I don't know. I don't think my Apple library is going anywhere, but. I don't know. All the physical media people, they have a point, but I'm just like, I don't know. It's so cheap.
I love physical media. I love physical media. I'm so glad that a new physical media resale place just opened in town.
Oh.
And I'm super excited. They specialize in DVDs and like physical games.
Okay.
And those are two of my favorite things to buy. I love buying DVDs and physical games.
Yeah. Tier list physical media. S tier games and movies.
Yeah, well, games and DVDs specifically.
Okay.
Because you can't just say movies because then you're lumping in like VHS, which VHSs die after a while. Laserdisc. You're too young. You're too young to remember Laserdisc.
Yeah.
Because that was the DVD competitor. When I was a kid, it was everything came out on DVD and Laserdisc.
Right.
And then eventually everything only came out on DVD because DVD won the war.
Then there was HD DVD and Blu-ray.
Exactly.
And then Blu-ray won that war.
Exactly. It was it's the cycle always continues. I remember when you had to be careful about what you were renting out of Redbox. I was explaining Letterboxd to my the girl that does my hair today. No, but in Redbox for a little bit, I don't know if it was every Redbox, but I think the ones near me, you had to be careful about whether you were grabbing a Laserdisc or a DVD.
Interesting.
Because you couldn't play one on the other.
Oh no.
We had a combination DVD and VHS player. So we just needed the media and we could go.
Oh yeah. I think I watched Annie on VHS at my grandma's house.
So many VHSs growing up.
That's like my only one. Maybe Beauty and the Beast that one time at my great aunt's house, but I don't know.
I grew up in a house where there was the kids VHSs, where there was just one thing that was just full of like kids VHSs that my grandparents had collected over the years, having, multiple grandkids either basically or literally growing up in their house. So like it was full, and it wasn't just like, it was like some Disney movies, and it was Disney movies, Scooby-Doo, and then like a lot of PBS stuff, like Papa Beaver's Story Time was one that I really liked. Like it was just a lot of low intensity, kid friendly stuff. Yeah. Little Bear, we had a lot of Little Bear VHSs.
Yeah. And what else? Wait.
And they were so easy because it was just like you just put it in, and we had our VHS and DVD player also had a rewinder in it.
Oh, so there you go.
We were a little bougie.
We had it all.
Yeah. Well, it's because we didn't have to buy a TV for 30 years because we had a tube TV that lasted us until like 2019. So.
Yeah. No, I had like an ancient ass TV too, but what was I? Oh. I watched a video one time because I'm always fascinated by HD DVD. I was a little too young to like really like witness the kind of like cultural war between them. And the video was like, but never collect these. They are just literally going to die. Like within the next couple of years, all of them will be dead. And I was like, oh, that's really sad.
No, there's a lot of physical media. One of physical media's greatest weaknesses is the fact that a lot of them you can only play so many times until they die. That's true of cassettes. That's true of VHS. It's true of Laserdisc. It's true of records.
Yeah. And I'm sure in like
arguably,
50 years, Blu-ray's gotta.
I was gonna say,
gotta rot too.
I think we're going to start seeing, not anytime soon, but like you said, in like the next 50 years, we're gonna start seeing. Well, DVDs and CDs are starting to deteriorate. So hopefully you bought one of the newer ones in 2019 instead of 2009, and it's like, oh fuck, right. I've been collecting these since 2004.
Upgrade your collection. That's why I kind of like how most stuff these days is like, here's your disc, but also here's your digital code.
I mean, I guess, but I don't love requiring everything to be online because
no.
I don't love how much we as a nation are relying on the internet to store all of our information, because what if it goes away? Yeah.
What could go wrong? Let's integrate Copilot into everything Microsoft.
No! No!
Microsoft said 30% of its new code is generated by AI.
And
that's just Windows. That's all around us. Well, I guess that's a Mac, but those two.
Those two.
It's going to be a mess.
It's going to be a mess. That's why I do think that having a physical and a digital version of everything that you love is the best way to go.
And that's what I like about it, because usually, like, if a DVD or like a Blu-ray or 4K or whatever is going to go on sale, like, it's usually the one with the digital code.
Oh, yeah.
So it's kind of, I don't know, it's not like this 2-for-1 where you're really getting like 2 copies of it, but it's like, I don't know, if I wanted to buy like fucking John Wick 4 on digital, it's going to cost the same as the DVD. So if I can find the DVD with the digital code on sale, it's like I'm saving some sort of money somewhere.
Yeah.
However you look at it.
I'm saving myself the cost of renting it every single time I want to watch it because I don't want, because every time I'll tell myself, well, I already own it, so I don't want to buy it. And then I realize that I've rented it 6 times and I've definitely paid more in rental fees than I would have for just buying it outright that first time.
Exactly. That one's convenient too. Back on my like pirating versus just buying it for $4.99. Sometimes that $2.99 rent digital speaks to me as well. When I'm extra lazy, when the movie's $20, but I still don't want to pirate it. I'm like, but like the subtitles are going to be there. It's guaranteed to work. I don't know.
I'm not going to get sent a letter by my ISP.
That happened one time.
That's happened to me too.
Across the Spider-Verse.
My brother got his internet shut off, and his internet and cable shut off like 3 days before Christmas Eve. Doing that shit. His kids were so mad. They were like, what do you mean we can't watch it? Because our tradition was always just to like put on one of the Christmas movie channels and spend Christmas over there. And they couldn't do that. And all the kids were like, what do you mean we can't just put on the Christmas movie channel? Well, we have to like, we don't have any DVDs, so we're just not going to put anything on the TV. What do you mean?
Yeah, that was one fucking like Nintendo YouTuber was talking about how like his kids don't have a concept of like why a controller would need a wire. So it's like if they don't even get that, like trying to explain like how there's no like cable or internet, so we can't watch anything. It's like that's never gonna make sense to a kid these days.
Yeah. And like for us, the what do you mean was more incredulous than actually not like, it was more of like well, why can't we just turn it on?
Right. Yeah.
Like why? Yeah. But then he had to be like, yeah, I pirated too many because we had one of those jailbroken Fire Sticks in the way back when, where you could jailbreak one of those and get literally any movie you wanted for free. Yeah, so we had one of those. And so it was using that got his ISP turned off.
And nobody thinks to jailbreak a VPN onto one of those.
Yeah, no. Well, and it's also because like, you know, we thought that we were streaming everything, but some of them were being downloaded to the Fire Stick, and that was where the issue came in. Yeah. Was that since multiple things being downloaded, they got sent a letter, and he didn't take it seriously because he figured that they'd like. He also was like downloading stuff to his computer because it was, you know, the mid 2000s. So that's what you did. So he was like, oh well, I'll just stop downloading for a while, and they just kept watching stuff on the Fire Stick because they didn't realize that like 1 in every like 5 movies was getting actually downloaded just because it's how it was being transferred. What a time.
What a time.
Pre-streaming services was a fucking lawless wasteland when only Netflix existed.
Yeah. I can't even imagine really. I was just too young to.
Yeah, I was there. I remember when I had heard about this new app that was just like Netflix called Hulu.
Ooh. And it's the green version.
Yeah.
Red versus green, Mario versus Luigi.
Exactly. People point out, they're like, yeah, and it's green and black, and Netflix at the time was red and white.
Yeah.
So it was really funny for like me and my friends specifically.
And then do you remember Hulu Free versus Hulu Plus?
Yes. When I first got a Hulu account, my Hulu account was free with ads, and I was fine with that.
Yeah.
And now I pay to have Hulu with ads.
This is crazy.
Fucked up.
I remember having Hulu Plus on my 3DS. Watching Rick and Morty.
What a sentence.
I know. And it's like, can we just take it all back? Can we just rewind 12
You know, and
years?
to give the true generational divide between the two of us, I remember watching Netflix on my Wii and watching Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide all in one night.
Yeah.
Like that's such like a firm cultural divide between the two of us. That's really funny.
Yeah. That's exactly how you define it.
Yeah, which way modern man?
Exactly.
Netflix on the Wii or Hulu on the 3DS?
Netflix Wii son or Hulu 3DS daughter.
Exactly.
That's the dichotomy.
The two genders.
No, it was a crazy time though. I kind of miss it. And then weirdly, like Hulu Free turned into like Yahoo TV, and I watched 3 seasons of My Hero Academia there.
That's so real.
I don't even know.
Yeah, that was where they released when they rebooted Community.
Yeah,
I think?
Yahoo picked it up. Yahoo's the drink. Yahoo's the
drink. Yahoo. Do you remember the old Yahoo commercials where they used to go Yahoo?
Yeah, and it's referenced in Bruce Almighty.
Is it?
Yeah.
Every single time the power of branding. Every time I have a Yahoo account still, And when I get the occasional like, hey, you have like 40,000 emails in your Yahoo account. Do you want to come check it out? No. Email from them on my Gmail. My brain always goes, Yahoo.
Of course. And the Yahoo email's like, okay, please stop. So
it's like, so I'm trying. Can you like focus for a second? And I'm like, okay, bye.
Exactly.
I'm only going to use you to log into the things that I have logged in on you because I don't feel like swapping them all over and getting all those emails in my Gmail.
That's too much work. You can keep those Yahoo. Those are yours.
Yeah,
forever.
those are yours. I'm also never going to delete it because all of my like first emails are in there when I was like emailing my friends like,
oh yeah,
hey, how are you? And like the emoticons that were already built in, like they're so adorable to go back to.
I have old emails in my shit from like, hey, here's your subscription to PewDiePie. You want to watch these videos? And they're from like 2013. And I'm like, that's me. That's me. And the thing I just posted, MrBeast gave someone like $3,000 for being subscribed for 7 years. And I said, you can keep the money. Just give me my follow back. And I posted a screenshot of like, to Emerald Animation, MrBeast followed you. And I'm like, that's right. So I did make Minecraft animations.
I love that for you.
Yeah. And MrBeast used to follow me.
He used to be into those Minecraft animations.
Damn right.
That's what he was looking for. He saw that, he was like, yo, that's fire.
And I can be like, I was 13 and MrBeast followed me on Twitter.
Oh my God.
He was 17. It was all right.
He was also a minor. It's cool.
Exactly. No, I think I was actually like 11 or 12. Or something. I don't know.
Age gap.
Age gap. Me and Jimmy. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
Do you remember? Wait, wasn't Yahoo gonna buy Google at one point?
Yep.
Remember this?
Yeah, Yahoo passed up on acquiring Google for something like a couple $1 million. In the way back when, and then less than 5 years later, Google was valued at over $1 billion.
And then I think they came back to Yahoo too, and they were like, "Do you still want to do this?" And Yahoo was like, "Still no."
Yeah.
Like they gave them a second chance and everything.
Well, because I think it was after they bought YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Because I think that was they were off. Basically, what happened was Yahoo was like, "Hey Google, we're thinking about buying you," and Google was like, "Okay, we're gonna make this quick acquisition," and they were like, "That's kind of risky."
Well, that's a direct competitor with Yahoo Video, and nobody in their right mind is gonna do that.
Genuinely, yes. No. So then, and then after they had acquired YouTube and it was starting to grow up, they were like, "Hey Yahoo, do you want to buy us for this much now?" And Yahoo was like, "No, that's more than last time. And we don't know how this merger is going to go. So everyone's going to come back to Yahoo Video eventually."
Oh yeah.
They can't leave Yahoo News forever.
Yahoo Video is like, partner program. Let's see how that goes. And Moist Critical reveals his $35 million he made from that shit.
Oh my God.
You see that?
Yeah. No, that's crazy.
It is insane when you see the raw number. Even though he says a million times in that video, he's like, "Yep, and I still pay taxes, and I know I don't have that much right now." You're still like, "God damn, though."
That's like an amount of money that has flown in and out of your assets.
Yeah,
like
in one way or another.
Yeah, like that's so insane.
35 mil. Holy shit.
An amount of money that we will never see in either of our lifetimes.
Well, when I do bug-a-thon 2.0.
Oh, you're so right. Actually, bug-a-thon 2.0 is going to get you to that 36.
Easy. 30. Please. 36.
Streamer Nolynn breaks world record by earning over $6 billion in one
sitting. Yep. I sort by that day. I see 35 mil, and I'm like, that took Charlie 12 years. I did that in 12 hours.
Kind of cringe.
It
took them that long, if you ask me. But what do I know? Just a small streamer doing what I can. All right, I think the last thing I have on here is, did you see Amy Rose is green? Yeah. That genuinely made me... There are so many green characters in Sonic, but they refuse to let us have any... Could we please have any Sonic characters used for promotion besides Sonic, Shadow, Amy, Tails, sometimes Silver? Sometimes Silver.
Rarely he makes a front cover appearance, yeah.
Exactly. And I'm not saying that you have to switch your branding over. I'm just saying the Croc deserves some love.
Yeah, I saw someone made a whole comic of like Jet being like, "Oh, you need a green character?" And Amy's like painting herself green. She's like, "I can do it." It's great.
It's so funny. It's especially funny as someone who grew up during the Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games series of games era, when they were using the green Sonic characters for the green ring.
Of course.
So now it's like, what? Why can't we do that again? We did it before.
Amy's green. How
Bring
could
the
you forget?
crocodile back.
Amy's green.
He might be an alligator. I'm gonna get some angry Sonic fans in the comments. He's a fucking alligator.
Yeah, what's his
idiot.
name anyway? Vector?
Yes, Vector.
There we go. Maybe.
It might be Vector Gator now that I'm thinking about it, but I don't remember.
Yeah.
It also might be like Vector Croc or some shit like that.
Yeah.
It's been a while. It's been a fat minute since I've engaged heavily with the Sonic the
And if it's the one I don't think it is, it's a Mandela effect.
Exactly. Mandela effect, it's both.
Cornucopia is going crazy on Twitter right now.
Yeah.
Because people once again are just like, it was there.
Oh my god. It was there.
It was.
That's the funniest thing though, is that it was there and that we have found, like, it's not like lost media. You can find the old logos.
Mm-hmm.
They're there.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know why everyone's so fucking like, it's there. Just Google it.
What, you mean for real?
I'm like 99% sure if you Google
that's
for
the one that they
cornucopia.
can't.
Is it?
We've even found like the Berenstain Bears. Like one time they did spell it the other way, but there's no actual.
Maybe that's what I was thinking of, was the
history of their
Berenstain Bears.
cornucopia. But I love how it's like it's actually like the main Mandela effect now. It's like Berenstain Bears used to be the main one, but I feel like that's kind of taken the lead. As like I saw someone on Twitter being like, all right, like that's the one I actually believe in. Not that I believe we like reality shifted into the one where it's not true, but it's like genuinely that was there and it's not now.
Yeah, I don't believe in the reality shifting part of it, but I do genuinely think that. But I also think the Mandela effect is real, but not in the way that people think it is. The Mandela effect is real because humans collectively don't actually look at what we're buying anymore.
Mm-mm.
That's the fact of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and sometimes it's like, I think when someone describes like their memory of how like they remember this, like the cornucopia being there, you can kind of like construct a memory that's like similar enough, because it's like, yeah, I was 6 and I also looked at my underwear and thought that was there.
I'm looking at the cornucopia thing to see if I can find.
Yeah.
Well, no, because like I know that there was one that people like constantly say is a Mandela effect, and then people are always like, no, you can literally just Google it, and it's the second result on images. Like people just don't Google it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know which one that is. The Pikachu tail one, I always just forget. Like, what is it? Like he doesn't actually have brown at the end of his tail?
Yeah, so he doesn't have brown at the end of his tail.
Okay.
But everyone thinks that he does because a lot of knockoff merch has it. Mm. That's another thing, is that I think a lot of people don't realize that they actually just own knockoff things as kids. Like,
no,
sorry, your kid.
My Curious George plushie as a kid had a tail. And it's like, well, you had a
knockoff probably.
The Curious Boo Boo.
No, yeah, see, I told you, it's real. It's real.
That's a reconstruction though.
Not all of them, because that's like
if you clicked into them, they're just Reddit threads. They're talking about it.
Oh no, the one that I had. That's fucked up and evil. The one that I had pulled up, like, it literally said, like, fruitoftheloom.com at the bottom. And I was like, oh, cool. And I clicked on it, and it was like, that was the name of someone's at. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Well, because now there's, like, trolls that get involved, and, like, they're trying to... And I'm sure AI doesn't make it any better.
Oh, no.
Because now I'm sure
I can tell that half of these are AI generated.
Someone's probably generating, like, a old school, like, Fruit of the Loom ad with it, like, you know, in the background. It's, like, got the VHS.
Yeah, I'm literally looking at, like, AI generated ones right now. But that's also why I'm saying I wouldn't be surprised if maybe like there was just like a brand that was making knockoff Fruit of the Loom products, because there's knockoffs of every fucking thing. Mm-hmm. Like, so there was just like a knockoff or one that was named something really close to Fruit of the Loom and then had a very similar logo because they want everyone to think they were Fruit of the Loom.
Mm-hmm. And we all just collectively bought into it.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
All right, well, that's about all I got on my list other than Hasan dog, which I didn't realize was like as serious as it was when I wrote it down. I thought it was going to be like a funny little thing. I didn't realize that like everything Twitch adjacent is like people spamming that image and like taking it so seriously. It's like it'll just be like talking about TwitchCon. They're like, oh, so you invite dog shockers to TwitchCon? Damn.
My take, I don't think he uses a shock collar.
Of course not. He's friends with Maya fucking Higa. Like she would never stand for that.
Well, and also it's the fact that he literally like held up the collar and was like, here, check out this vibration collar. You can see how it, and people were like, he took it apart and duct tape it. I was like, no, that's just what, you've never seen a fucking dog collar. That's just what they look like. Yep. The bottom looks different because you have to change the battery every so often. So like, so the plastic looks a little different. Whoa. No, we had, Ace's family had a vibrating and shock collar that they put on their dog. They never used either setting because they always just heel train their dogs. But because we legally have to have one in our state, like you have to be on you have to be on a leash, but it does not have to be a physical leash. It can be like a shock collar. So it was just like a requirement of the state. We didn't even turn it on half the time.
Right. Yeah.
And I also think it's really funny that people specifically were like, well, you can tell by the way that she whimpers. And obviously, she didn't get her dew claw stuck. But if you watch it, you can watch the dew claw get stuck right before. And you're like, oh.
It's like you just watch it maybe with like just a little pinch of zoom. Don't even zoom in all the way, just a little bit.
If you watch the 5 seconds before and after the clip that went viral on Twitter, then you actually.
Yeah, literally.
Like, it's so. But I've been using the images of Hasan shocking us because they're good one. They're really funny.
They're good.
They're so good. Well, it's kind of, they remind me of the you should kill yourself now images.
Yeah.
Like it's all the same genre to me.
Mm-hmm. No, they're funny. But yeah, no, it blows me away how fucking like how overblown the entire thing is. And like, again, anything Twitch adjacent, anything like Poggers community adjacent is just all just everyone. It was comments on like a Valkyrie Ludwig Squeaks Fuseli playing Lego Party. And all the comments are like, interesting that these guys are all friends with the dog shocker. And I'm like I just don't understand like where these, I mean, dead internet theory and whatnot, blah, blah, blah. But like where these people are coming from and like how they're like
where
everywhere.
They're coming from. They're coming from H3, the H3 podcast, dude.
The XQCs of the world, yeah.
Like I'm not even kidding. It's like a lot of what's being pushed about that is Ethan Klein.
Sure, but it's
I'm
going
still
so
being
far
on the Hasan hate train.
Going so far as to like go to like Lego Party gameplay of like 3 people who are like 2 or 3 degrees of separation from Hasan, really.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
It's because everyone wants to. It's because all of them want to be able to post a screenshot of them being banned on fucking Twitch for saying it.
Yeah.
Like legitimately, that's it. They want to be like, well, they banned it, so it means that it's true, and they all know it.
Yeah.
Like it's so crazy.
Too much.
I miss the old days of YouTube when all of the drama was just them committing actual crimes and going to jail for a while.
Talk about old days of YouTube.
Is it time?
It is time.
The biggest news of my life dropped this week. It's not actually the biggest news of my life. Okay, so in case you couldn't tell by my shirt, not everyone will be able to know. So the shirt says Daniel Howell. My sleeve says End of the World Tour on it because some major news dropped this week. PHAN is real, and I'm here to talk about it.
Some dust shot up as you did that. I loved it. Yeah. I don't know if a camera got it.
I really hope it did. Okay, so I was double checking.
Roll up the sleeves.
Yeah, roll this and we're locking the fuck in. So I just double checked all of these right before we recorded. I have first U.S. edition prints of all of these books. And for our listeners at home, I have The Amazing Book Is Not on Fire, The World of Dan and Phil. I have Dan and Phil Go Outside, which is the photo book that they released. And You Will Get Through This Night by Daniel Howell. And also, I don't remember the name. Let me double check the name of the psychological consultant, Dr. Heather Bolton. Nolynn doesn't know anything about PHAN.
Not a drop.
Not a damn thing.
I didn't know if it was pronounced fan or pan.
So it is PHAN. Dan and Phil came up with that, actually. They will never admit it in 2025, but there is video evidence of them doing it. So, what all do you know about Dan and Phil?
Like genuinely nothing.
Okay, so Dan and Phil are like OG. Okay? Do you want to guess when... I'll tell you, Phil was the first one to start uploading on YouTube. Do you want to guess what year Phil uploaded his first video on YouTube?
Like straight up 2006.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2006 was
okay.
You guessed perfectly.
All right, good. Amazing
Phil first uploaded in 2006. And Phil had a little bit of a following on MySpace, a little bit of a following on YouTube. I don't know if you can tell by the emo haircuts that both of them were really big on like MySpace and Tumblr at the time.
Yeah.
They're both still pretty active Twitter users, stuff like that. So in 2006, Phil created his YouTube channel. In 2008, he made his backup channel, Less Amazing Phil, still active to this day. During this time, Daniel Howell joins the internet. At this point, Phil is, if I remember correctly, I'm trying to do math. So if he was 16, I don't know. My brain shut down while I was doing that. No, but so Dan finds these uploads from Phil, finds 2000 and starts commenting on his videos like, hey, you're really funny.
Okay.
Hey, I think you're really like whatever. And they start talking like in DMs, because this is like early internet when you still did that. You still interact.
Yeah,
like you actually
I forgot
made
about messages.
Yeah, you actually made friends in the comment section and like stuff like that.
Yeah.
So they start talking online, and eventually they meet up in 2009. 2009 is a very important year, because 2009 is the year that they met. It's the year that Dan uploaded on the Dan is Not on Fire YouTube channel for the first time, the iconic Hello Internet video. And at this point, they also meet IRL for the first time.
Okay.
So Dan goes up to meet Phil up north. He's hanging out at Phil's house, and they record Phil is Not on Fire. And at this point, I would like to let you know that the cat whiskers come from within. This is an important part of their branding for literally 10 years of their lives, where Phil is Not on Fire was a show that they did together, where they would just sit there and answer questions, and they would do like Q&A, random little challenges. It was kind of a bullshit like show. But every time from the first one on, they would take Sharpies and they would draw cat whiskers on.
Okay.
So this is an important part of the lore. I need you to know that this was part of their branding until probably 2019.
Okay. That's a solid 10 years.
Yes. So Phil is Not on Fire is a series that goes on for 10 years. Like I said, it lasted until about 2019 was the last upload, yearly. This is also the beginning of Dan and Phil TM as an IP, right? Because that's the first time they upload together. 2 years late, fast forward 2 years, they're moving in together. They're getting an apartment together in Manchester, right? And as far as they're telling everyone, I met this cool guy, Phil, online. He convinced me to start making videos, and now we're making videos together in Manchester.
It's like a content house thing, but not as many people.
Yeah, no, it's straight up just them being like, we're two friends. We want to live together. We're going to go.
We want to make videos together.
Yeah,
we're going to go. The best way to do that at scale is to move in.
Yeah, because in 2011, at around the same time, they started the Super Amazing Project, which was a channel. A lot of people forget about the Super Amazing Project. Super Amazing Project was a very short-lived channel. It was a partnership with My Damn Channel, which is like ancient texts. My Damn Channel was one of the original partner program channels. They used to partner a lot with like the Brit Crew and stuff like that around the time to help them make more content different. So the Super Amazing Project was Dan and Phil going through like paranormal stuff. Not like through it literally, but them being sent like paranormal stories and videos and pictures by their viewers and going through the news and just kind of joking about it and whatever. And they did that until 2014. And then they handed off the channel to someone else. Like there was 2 other people. And I checked. That channel stopped uploading in 2016, and it was not it was slop content by the time that they were. Like, it was a lot of like, we're going to do this challenge. We're going to do this challenge. This
5-minute crafts.
Yeah, because it was also the era, because it was 2016. Like that was what you did. But
Was it like those type of videos that's like, if you see this creature, run and call 911 immediately?
No, it was more like the touch my body challenge. Stuff like that. Like earlier. Like you have to remember, this is all like this is all early YouTube.
Yeah.
Right now we're at the height of like the first wave of YouTubers. Realistically, like the height of the first true wave. This is 2011. This is the Brit Crew is starting to rise. This is Zoella, Alfie, Jackie, Tyler Oakley's really starting to get big at this point. And these are all like the beginnings of these people. A lot of people consider Phil the first British YouTuber to blow up.
Whoa.
Like, I'm not kidding. Phil is widely considered to be the first extremely popular British YouTuber. Because remember, he started his channel in 2006. And at the same time, in 2011, there is an infamous glitch with YouTube where privated videos were made public.
Oh, no.
For random channels.
No.
And there is a video on Phil's channel that goes public. It's called the Valentine's Day video.
Uh-oh.
It's also known to this day as the video that shall not be named. within the fandom, because it is one of those things that it went around, and then right after it went around, everyone was like, don't fucking share that. Don't fucking share that. Like, don't. Phil like went through and tried to take down as many of it as he could. Like, and it's one of those things where even within the fandom, if you see someone sharing the Valentine's Day video, you must be like, what the fuck are you doing? Because it was a very tender, very loving video. They just recently addressed it in the most recent video that they put up on Tuesday, where they were like, so it's a good thing we pushed back our recording. I just realized
Actually, yeah.
Could
you imagine?
No, but yeah, and it was like, some of it was like, oh, like drawings of them together that he had made, like as part of telling the story. Like, it was a very sweet video. Nothing that anyone should have seen outside of their relationship.
Yeah, of course.
But that's a very important thing, right? So the Valentine's Day video gets leaked in 2011. It's still out on the internet to this day. You can find it.
Yeah.
Don't.
Never.
Don't. But you can. So a year later in 2012, they moved to London. And this is the London apartment is iconic.
Okay.
Because the London apartment was not an apartment. It was 2 apartments.
Okay.
So what they did was they told everyone that they got this new apartment, and what they did was they got 2 apartments that were one right on top of the other. So one that they could record in, and one that was like their actual place of living. So they, because remember at the time, the style was you're sitting at the end of your bed. Like with recording.
Yeah.
That was like a whole thing. That was the meta. So what they did was they had in the recording apartment, they had 2 bedrooms, one for each of them, because obviously they sleep separately. They'd never share a bed.
No, never.
These are 2 straight men at this point.
Straight men.
You have to remember that. These are 2 straight men.
Yes.
They're owning the apartment. It's actually really funny because I believe in a Roblox video on Dan and Phil games, they're going into like Dan and Phil themed games, and one of them is a recreation of the apartments that they've had, the Manchester apartment and the London apartment, like to the point that the London apartment is 2 separate apartments before they had announced, like they had revealed that. And they kept being like, oh, isn't it crazy that they made it 2 apartments because they couldn't make it make sense? And then like when the news came out, they were like, I think it's fucking insane that you guys figured out that we had 2 apartments.
Yeah.
Like,
damn.
Yeah, no. So that was like a whole thing. But they moved to London because they were going on the radio. So Phil and Dan, but mostly Phil, had done a lot of work with BBC Radio 1 at this point. He had produced a lot of YouTube content for them. They had both appeared on some Christmas specials. So in 2013, they get the Dan and Phil show on BBC Radio 1. It's a live stream show as well. So it's them interacting with the audience, having fun, talking to each other, playing music, all that stuff. And they do that they have the Dan and Phil show for 1 year. And then after that, they get kind of added into a smaller show called Internet Takeover. Well, it's not a smaller show. It's a larger show. Internet Takeover aired from 2014 to 2016. And that was Dan and Phil showing up on the first Monday of every month to host. Because Internet Takeover was different YouTube personalities. So it was similar to it was basically the Dan and Phil show formula. But instead of it just being Dan and Phil, it was a bunch of British YouTubers that were willing to come and work for BBC Radio 1. Super interesting time. Like in the... this is about when I joined in. I started really following Dan and Phil in 2013.
Yeah.
So it's the BBC Radio 1 show holds a very like close place in my heart. But it's such an interesting era for like YouTube in general.
Yeah. Well, one small related thing is Jenna Marbles had a Sirius XM like segment, I think, on like Hits 1 or something, and it was like all like maybe it was like the top 10 like YouTube music videos of the week or something. I don't exactly remember.
Well, it's because she got her start. I don't even know. She got her start on Barstool Sports. She was writing for Barstool when she started making YouTube videos. So that was why for a while she was kind of getting into marketing stuff like that, because that was quite literally what her degree is in.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the BBC One show is really popular in the fandom, obviously. It's great for there's still clips of that go around in the fandom. And around this time in 2013 is also when Dan and Phil start going live on YouNow. Do you have any idea what YouNow is?
I think Jax Films did a stream or 2 on YouNow.
Yeah, so it used to be that every week Dan and Phil would each do if I remember correctly. I know Dan would stream weekly on YouNow because I was there, but I don't remember about Phil. But every week they would go live on YouNow just doing whatever. Like just answering questions.
Was that a partnership, like sponsorship thing, or was it just genuinely like a sign of the time? Like that's just
it's a sign of the time.
They did. Okay.
It's basically the equivalent of going live on Instagram now.
Oh, okay.
Because you have to remember at this point you couldn't live stream on YouTube, you couldn't live stream on Instagram, you couldn't live stream on Facebook. You couldn't live.
Twitch probably was still just in TV or whatever.
Yeah,
and it was like games only.
Yeah, Twitch was games only at that point. It was very like, so YouNow was very popular because it was literally just sitting there in front of your phone, hey, like we're gonna sit here and talk, and you get the live chat, and you could ask questions and stuff. Like it was super interesting. But a lot of fan lore comes from the YouNow streams because there was plenty of times where that's a lot of where the Dan and Phil are so domestic thing comes from. Like it really started in the YouNow streams because that was when everyone was like, oh, they just act like an old married couple because they've lived together for so long. I'm going through my list. 2014. This is just an aside. Phil created the 7-second challenge, if you remember that.
I don't know.
That was huge for like 5 years on YouTube, where it was just the 7-second challenge. You just do a task in 7 seconds, or you have 7 seconds to attempt the challenge. It was a lot of like, okay, you have 7 seconds, balance all of these on your face. You have 7 seconds to go and run across the building and come back, like stuff like that. And it was one of those things that Phil and Dan made one video about it, and then everyone made a 7-second challenge video. Same thing happened with the photo booth challenge, where people to the point where no one realized that Phil was the one that started it because no one knew where it came from, which was really interesting because Phil actually ended up making an app, like the 7-second challenge app that all of them were using for their videos. Was Phil's.
Right.
Like he didn't make the app, but he was the creator of the game, and they also made a board game based off of that, if I remember correctly. They also have another board game, Truth Bombs, that you might be interested in because it has a Mean Girls collab.
Right.
The Mean Girls Truth Bombs board game. Truth Bombs is the Dan and Phil IP.
God damn.
Yeah. Phil's brother also owns IRL Media or IRL Digital, whatever it's a merchandise company that a bunch of YouTubers use. That's owned by Dan, Phil, and Phil's brother.
Okay.
Yeah, like that.
They've got their hands in.
They are OGs.
Yeah.
Other important thing in 2014, Dan and Phil Games is created. Dan and Phil Games is, I would argue, their most popular channel nowadays. I mean, now it obviously is because it's the only one they upload on consistently. Like, at least in my opinion. But Dan and Phil Games exploded in popularity. I mean, it was 2014. It was the beginning, like the height of the video game boom, and it was the first like Dan and Phil channel TM. Like this was the first time that they had like Dan and Phil had been a light branding for a while. This was the first Dan and Phil are doing this.
Right.
Like, so that was huge. They also like pretty much immediately hit bangers. Like one of their first series was their Sims series, which is their most popular series to this day.
Sims is huge. Like any of those old channels you sort by popular and it's like Sims naked mod. And that's like always the most popular.
Yeah, but it wasn't even that. It was part of the reason why it was so popular was because they made their child Dill Howelter.
Right. Okay.
Because they talked about making him fan, but they're like, no, that's too obvious. But yeah, so, and around this time is also when they do the infamous Japan trip. So Dan and Phil in 2015 went to Japan together, and there's a lot of photos of it in here. That's why I'm trying to open it up. But there, it was really funny because they went on this trip to Japan together, and they were vlogging it the whole time. And they mentioned in like the coming out video that they posted this, or the like hard launch video that they posted this, because like coming out videos that happened in 2019. The hard launch video that happened this last month or this last week. They talked about how they had to like scrap a lot of it because there was only one bed in a hotel room. Because they had only rented a hotel room with one bed, and then they went, wait, fuck, everyone's gonna know we're sharing a bed. And that the idea of sharing a bed becomes more important later. Because in 2015, around the same time of the Japan trip, they also do The Amazing Book Is Not on Fire. And The Amazing Book Is Not on Fire also comes out around the same time that they do The Amazing Tour Is Not on Fire. Which at this point they were doing everything like that because Phil was Amazing Phil, The Amazing, and then Dan is not on fire. The Amazing Tour is not on fire. Affectionately, and from this point on, known as Tabanoff, the book, and Tatinoff the tour. So I don't have to say that the whole time. So The Amazing Book is Not on Fire here is basically just a lot of them just kind of writing nothing in the most affectionate ways. Oh, here's pictures from the Japan trip. I was in the wrong book. But like, so it's a lot of them like, oh, here's photos of us and talking about like, oh, these are like talking about characters that they have in some of the videos. And like, this is talking about like different things that showed up in the background of Phil's videos that had become characters because, you know, that's how it worked at the time. You know, a lot of stuff like that. It was, it's actually really funny because I was like, if you were following the production of the book, they talked a lot about how they were like, we didn't know what to put in it.
Sure, yeah.
Because this was one of the first YouTuber books. And Tatinoff was the first YouTuber world tour and is to this day the most successful one. The Amazing Tour is Not on Fire was also posted after it was done. The Amazing Tour is Not on Fire and the making of The Amazing Tour is Not on Fire were both uploaded on YouTube Red. They were YouTube Red originals. Yeah. And that's why I have YouTube Premium to this day.
That's what started it all.
Is because of that. Yeah, it was really interesting. Around this time, they also started Dan and Phil Crafts. Dan and Phil Crafts was an April Fool's channel that they made. They uploaded on April 1st, 2015, 2016,
Love that.
2017, and 2024.
Yeah.
So, and I mentioned that specifically because around the time 2015, you might have seen in the comments of several videos, "Don't Cry Craft."
No, never saw it.
It was around. You probably saw it. You just might not remember it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that to be like, you definitely, I'm saying like legitimately, it was just a copy pasta. It stemmed from Dan and Phil Crafts.
Okay.
Because Dan and Phil Crafts, the first one was them making snowflakes. And the whole bit is that they're doing it. And then there's weird cult shit happening. Okay. Like it's them being like, okay, and then we're going to cut into this and doing like kid friendly, whatever. And then like they open it and it's like 666 Hail Satan. And then it flashes back to them doing whatever.
Very like, don't hug me, I'm scared.
Yeah. Vibes, yeah. Exactly. It was 2015. It was the era.
It was.
But that's where Don't Cry Craft came from, because that's what they said. Like, if you're getting upset, don't be upset. Just calm down. Don't cry. Craft.
Okay.
So then people used to comment that underneath like every video, especially if someone was crying. So Dan and Phil Go Outside was released after the tour. The Amazing Book is Not on Fire was released before the tour. I got the order mixed up. That was my bad. That's why I need my notes. This is why I have notes, and I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
And it's really funny because to this day, Dan and Phil admit that this is just a photo book that they made because they were contractually required to. Yeah. They were like, this is not a great book. But as a Dan and Phil fan, it's really nice to have all of these.
Sure.
Like, it's really neat to have a bunch of photos and commentary.
Yeah. Instead of like having to like Google it and find it, or like, if this is all one Instagram page, it's like, no, it's a physical thing.
Exactly. And Dan and Phil Go Outside is specifically about their adventures from the tour. So a lot of times it's also like, oh, I recognize from this vlog. Like,
yeah.
Because you have to remember, they've been making videos for long enough that if I remember that Phil's first video was literally called Phil's Video Blog because the word vlog didn't exist yet. No. Like, that's a whole thing.
Did Hank and John Green invent the word vlog?
I genuinely think they might have.
Okay.
I think that the Vlog Brothers was the first, or at least like the first time that a lot of people came in contact with the word vlog.
Sure.
Because a lot of people forget that vlog means video blog.
I know, yeah.
Like, because it's based off of the fact that everyone used to have a blog and a YouTube channel. Like, that was just how it all went.
Yeah.
I miss the old days.
Yeah.
So yeah, this book comes out in 2016, right after that ends. In 2017, they go on tour again. They're doing the Interactive Introverts tour. Dan and Phil have gone on several tours. None of them have been the same. I, unfortunately, have only made it to Daniel Howell's tour. I made it to the We're All Doomed tour later. But yeah, the Interactive Introverts was really, really popular. It was kind of in this weird limbo area because it's the last tour before they came out as gay men. So for a lot of Dan and Phil's history, they, like I said, they openly acknowledged and like talked about fan. They would read fan fiction. They would look at like fan art as like stuff on YouTube. You know, like those are YouTube videos now. Like I said, they named themselves fan because they I think it was Dan made a joke about like, oh, like all the fan, like, we needed a name together. Fan sounds nice, whatever. So it's really, it's just like so interesting to go through and be like, yeah, and at all points of this, they knew about Fan and would reference it constantly.
Yeah.
They would reference the fact that everyone wanted them to fuck. They would reference the fact they were like, oh, are they dating? Whatever. We're not going to tell you. Like, it was like a whole thing.
Yeah. Well, and I'm sure it's just a guilty pleasure to like indulge a little.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
And it's so interesting to me, like going back and really thinking about like how long and how many changes they went through. Because I mean, even like just the vibe shift here, obviously, because Dan started trying to take himself a lot more seriously, which is fine. Like that makes sense.
No, stay 2006 quirky forever.
Exactly.
How dare you?
Exactly. That's what a lot of people said when he rebranded. Because in 2017, right after they announced the Interactive Introverts tour, Dan is Not on Fire is no more. He gets rid of that name on his YouTube channel. It's now Daniel Howell, and is to this day.
See, that I feel like I actually remember, because like Anthony Padilla was like doing the same thing.
Yeah, a lot.
It's all about first name, last name.
Well, because in 2017 was when YouTube started letting you change from having to, you didn't have to have the same handle and YouTube name. So like, that was also why like, for a long time, Trisha Paytas' YouTube channel was Blonde Sundoll for MJ. Like, because that was just what her username was at the time. And then she didn't change it until I think this year. I think this last year she finally switched it to Trisha Paytas instead of Blonde Sundoll for MJ.
Yeah. I remember Colleen Ballinger also did that, because she used to be Psycho Soprano.
Yep.
And then people were like, that's not a nice word. And she's like, my bad.
Yeah, she might have had to whip out that ukulele a little earlier than,
yeah, exactly.
than she did. No, but this was a big thing because pretty much right after this, Dan goes on a pseudo hiatus, and then he goes on a real hiatus in 2019. And 2019 is also when both of the coming out videos come out within a week of each other. So Dan and Phil both uploaded coming out videos where they both were just like, hey, I'm a gay man, have been a gay man, will always be a gay man, you know, that kind of thing. And they both kind of allude to being in a relationship, but neither of them outright says it.
Right.
I believe a lot of people point Dan's video goes into it way more in depth because Dan's video is like an hour long and Phil's was like 8. It's like 8 minutes long. But Dan's video, he talks a lot about how like he met Phil and he straight up is like the dynamic that we had and the relationship that we had was way more than romantic. But and then he just like continue and he's like Phil is my person, and then he just keeps going. And so to 90% of the population, that's the soft launch, right? That's just the soft launch. But they're both on hiatus after this. Not like officially, but neither of them, like Phil isn't uploading, and that's weird because he's the more consistent uploader between the two. Dan isn't uploading, but that's nothing new. He's never been super consistent about it, but big quality over quantity guy, you know? And then finally in 2020, we hear from Dan. The reason why he has gone missing is because he is working on this. Yeah. You shall get through. You will get through this night. Sorry. It's been a while since I read this. I read it when it first came out. It's genuinely a mental health guide. About being in crisis mode and what to do. The 3 parts are literally called This Night, Tomorrow, and the days after that. Because it's getting through the moment, getting through to the next moment, and then dealing with the moment afterwards. Like it's super good. I do genuinely recommend this book. I'm not a psychiatrist or anything, but I have found it extremely helpful when I've been really struggling. I have a bookmark in here. What do I bookmark? Oh, it's about intrusive thoughts and out-of-body experiences and dissociation. Yeah. Love it. So You Will Get Through This Night comes out. This book is in tandem with a psychologist, like I mentioned earlier. Super, super good book. And that was kind of like a comeback. And when he announced that, he also announced the We're All Doomed tour, which is what I went to, which was a pseudo-comedy. It was similar to the other 2 tours because I watched Tatanoff and Interactive Introverts on YouTube Red, because Interactive Introverts also went on to YouTube Premium. Eventually, all of, I believe the only one that didn't make it onto YouTube Premium was Terrible Influence, which was last year. Because I believe that one they actually made like a digital ticket for. Like they released it themselves instead. Sure. But it's just kind of like a weird era because Dan's on hiatus technically, but he's still posting on, like, he's still active on Twitter and Tumblr. He wrote this book and he's promoting it, but he's not making any YouTube videos. Right. Phil's making YouTube videos again. Mm-hmm. And he's uploading regularly, and every so often Dan shows up, but Dan and Phil Games isn't active. Dan and Phil Games kind of ended up in they ended up in a hiatus from, like, I don't have it written down. I know they came back in 2023. I want to say they left in, like, 2019, 2020. Mm-hmm. So around it all happened around the same time, you know, and they slowly come back. But now at this point, everyone is just making jokes about them being gay, about them being domestic, about heart eyes howl, which is the, like, people joke that Dan looks at Phil with like obvious love and adoration, so they call him heart eyes howl, you know, stuff like that. And in 2024, they do the Terrible Influence tour, where they specifically decide to answer questions. Like, they part of the show is picking questions that they get asked a million times and answering it on stage. All right. So, like, the recorded one was, did you guys share a bed on the tour bus during Tatanoff? Because that was a huge thing, were they sharing a bed on the tour bus? Yes.
Right. Okay.
Like that. So but again, they're not outright saying anything, right? They're very heavily alluding to it.
They're leaving the trail of breadcrumbs, but, like,
yeah, and they're doing this more and more as time goes on.
Yeah.
And it's really funny because, like, then you look at, like, when Dan and Phil Games came back in 2023, they love joking about the clickbait that they love using, because it's all like, we go on a date, because they're playing a date night board game. We date. They did a date everything series. They're doing that. Whenever they're making their Sim series, it's like, we had a child. Yeah, this is our child. You know, stuff like that. A lot of joking clickbait. But in this week, on October 13th, 2025, they uploaded the video answering all of our questions, because I think they talked a lot about how, like, a big part of the reason why they stayed quiet about being in a relationship is because Dan grew up in a very homophobic space. Like, he's talked at length about how when he was growing up, people would be like, hey, it's fag Dan, and throw shit at him in the middle of class. Damn. Like intense homophobia. Which is why it took him so long to come out. Like, I think he said that he came out to his family less than, like, within a year before releasing the coming out video. Which is crazy when you think about it.
Yeah, all those years.
The coming out video coming out to not only his fan base in 2019, but to his family in 2019. Goddamn. Whereas Phil had been living like semi-openly as a gay man. Like, he wasn't out on the internet, but he was out to, like, his friends and stuff like that. But yeah, so they recently uploaded a video where they confirmed that they have been in a relationship since 2009.
That's crazy. Yeah.
So remember when I mentioned pin off the Phil Is Not on Fire? Phil Is Not on Fire 1 was recorded on the day that they met. Like, Dan walked into this man's house and they pulled out a webcam and they started recording a video. That's also the day that they got together.
God damn.
And they have said, like, at length, that, like, we are not married. They also joked in the video that they fell so fast and got together. So they technically never actually labeled it. They've just kind of been together since. One thing that I didn't point out was that in 2021, Dan and Phil moved out of the London apartment and they moved into the house that they had designed and built together.
Okay.
Mind you, they announced that they were doing that before they announced that they were a couple. So that's why everyone was like, okay, so they both said that they're gay. They both said that like they both said that they're gay. They both are very clearly very affectionate with each other. They've lived together for the last 19 years, for the last, like, 10 years almost.
I saw this light go out.
Oh, did it?
Go on.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
We had to come up with a new angle because we had a quick tech error, but we are back. No, but they currently live in a house that they designed and built together, and they have said at length they're never going to show all of it on the internet again.
Of course.
Because people were able to figure out that they lived in two apartments from the fact that the layouts didn't match like in the other ones. So they were just like, yeah, you'll see our recording spaces.
Yeah. But the rest of that?
Yeah.
The other 60%? 80%?
Nope.
90%?
Yeah. No, so that specifically is why a lot of people started freaking out is the fact that they announced that not only had they been in a relationship like everyone thought, they'd been in a relationship the entire time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Dan talked a lot about how they almost broke up multiple times because of the stress of everyone going, so are you dating? So are you dating? So are you dating? Because that was a lot of stress that they just didn't want.
Of course.
And I think it's fair.
Yeah.
Especially being two gay men in the UK a full decade ago. 2 decades ago. Like it.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
And doing like tours and shit, and you don't know who's gonna be there, and yeah.
Yeah, and they're doing tours. Like when I say world tour, I mean they went to the U.S., Australia, Asia, Europe. Like they were in some very homophobic places. Like to the point that they were talking about how like we actually had to change parts of our show for some parts of Asia.
Sure. Yeah. Damn.
Just because it's what's legal and what isn't to say there.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Yeah. So it's I very much love Dan and Phil. I'm very glad that I got the chance to kind of give you a rundown. That's not even like half of it. It's the insane part. Like that was why I was like, I need to have like a list of what all I want to say, because I wanted to just I think people will argue with me about this, but I think that those were all the most major milestones in their relationship. Because if I got into all of the who, what, where, why of all of the different ways that everyone thought these guys were gay the entire time.
Yeah.
Because like I mentioned, the Tatanoff tour bus is like iconic. Were they sharing a bed? TM. A lot of people like point out that like around the 7-second challenge was when Dan really started being like the #1 Phil defender of like anytime he created something, Dan would be like, yeah, so I did this. Yeah, so Phil made that. You know, Amazing Phil made that.
Right.
Like, because a lot of people weren't crediting Phil for the 7-second challenge, to the point that a lot of people don't realize that he was the first one to do it. But if you like look up on YouTube like 7-second challenge, then you will see a lot of videos in 2014.
Right.
From it, because that was the era of like, oh, the photo booth challenge. We're all gonna do the like the touch my body challenge is always the one that I come up with, because that was the one that I remember was kind of the death blow in terms of that, because that went around, and then I don't remember seeing like a huge one that was big in the same way. Because the touch my body challenge was literally just blindfold, and then you blindfold one person and the other person gives them a part, like you hand them like your elbow, and you have put their hand on there, and they have to figure out what part of your body they're touching. Right. But because it was called the touch my body challenge, everyone was like, ooh, boobies.
Right. Yeah, that's big.
It was like, oh, we could touch boobies. And it's always like, no, there's no boobie touching. It's just holding out your elbow again and going, what is that?
I don't know. Is that a toe?
I can't tell.
I mean, even on the 7-second challenge, like the most popular YouTube short of all time is If Cleaning Was a Sport. Have you seen this one?
No.
It's just a guy running around the house, like cleaning very fast and like sliding on the ground and
Real.
like, dusting, and it's like even that like feels like kind of adjacent in a way,
No, it's really insane. Dan and Phil are so like foundational to my YouTube experience. Like I spent so much of my adolescence watching these two. I was definitely more of a Dan girly. I don't know if you can tell by the everything. But I have no hate for Phil. Love Phil. I've just always been a Dan girly.
Sure.
Love a ball of sunshine as much as the next guy, but I love that Dan hates himself. Because me too.
Right.
Me too.
Yeah. Damn. Well, that's sick.
Do you have any questions on my presentation?
Not particularly, no. But I appreciate it a lot. And I don't know, maybe I'll watch the video now.
I genuinely, it's a really, like, if you are going to go and watch Dan and Phil content, I would recommend watching, as of Tuesday, it's no longer called Dan and Phil Games. It's just called Dan and Phil.
Right.
Because that's just their joint channel now. And I guess they're also starting a podcast soon.
Okay.
So.
Some competition. Will they ever reach our numbers? I don't know.
Who knows? Our double digits are real scary.
Oh, yeah. Last one got 27. I thought the Wendy's would do better. But it's fine.
We can't clickbait Wendy's forever.
I guess not. Well, anyway, that's our hour 35 for you. And again, I really appreciate your presentation.
Heck yeah.
I appreciate you did it on such short notice. I think it was like literally like a day or two ago. I'm
Yeah,
like, hey, I have an idea.
Yeah, I think you texted me on Tuesday.
Yeah, but it was like midnight or like 2 a.m. Wednesday or something.
Yeah, and then I saw it on Wednesday, and I was like, oh, and I did half of it. I found all of the information on Wednesday, and then I put it all into my iPad to make it legible this morning.
Yes. And I appreciate all of your work, even on such short notice.
I got to do some work sometime.
Sometimes.
I got to pull some weight in this podcast.
Well, and it's good you took the microphone nubs down because we ended up needing it.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll catch you guys next week.
Some of what they call a third sense.
Exactly. That podcastian instinct.
I like calling it the third sense because there's,
because there's 5, yeah.
my third sense.
My third sense that nobody sees.
My second eye, if you will.
Mm-hmm. My pineal gland. Anyway, subscribe to the podcast. Follow me on Twitch.
Follow me on Instagram and TikTok. On TikTok, I'm Jessie.mp4, and on Instagram, I'm Jessie_.jpg because I post art there. It's Drawtober.
Yes, it is
Go and check out my
Drawtober.
Drawtober posts.
Drawtober. All right. See you guys next week.
See you next
Goodbye.
week. Bye.